We're Group G. We're making a drink mixer. I'm Tristram. I'm Jacob Rother.
Our group strives to create an automated drink dispenser and mixer. This device can take in different liquid ingredients, release a measured amount of each liquid through solenoid valves, stir or shake the ingredients, and serve the beverage. The system can be controlled by preset buttons. The ingredients can be changed by each user each time the device is used. The device should be controlled by an Arduino that keeps the system running. Liquid should be released and made into a complete drink within 15 to 20 seconds. The device should be sized to fit a typical bar kitchen and able to be operated by a bartender to assist when restaurants are busy.
The prototype was built using oak and stained plywood, which you can see here. It came together fairly easily and matched with the SolidWorks model fairly well and turned out pretty rectilinearly. So it worked rather well, although it could be larger. We could not fit our valves perfectly in it, so that's something we could do better in the future. But overall, that part came together rather well.
System. Here's our Arduino system. We're going to start by pressing our red button. So you can see that the relay has started and that the valves have been letting liquid go now. The relay's running. Okay. And then pick up the motor thing. Pick up the cup. So our motor isn't powerful enough to actually carry the cup with liquid fully in it, but we were able to get the hand to move. It's too heavy to make the system run, so we're just going to run the system without releasing any valves and just to see that the motor powers the arm grabber up and down. And you can see it running on this side. Oh, that's kind of cool.
We can take another video.
Our performance goals are 1. The drink mixer prototype can pour and mix 2 drinks per minute. The drink mixer prototype can hold 6 ingredients. The drink mixer prototype can make 2 different types of drinks. The drink mixer prototype can stir or shake beverages. And the drink mixer prototype is controlled by preset buttons for each drink.
Performance goals, we were successfully able to accomplish 2 of them, that being that we could pour liquid with our valves. So we could essentially make 2 different kinds of drinks with our 2 buttons you see there. That worked pretty well, and the fact that we had buttons also accomplished our 5th performance goal. Unfortunately, we were not able to mix drinks because while the armature here did function, it did not work when there was water in the cup, meaning that we could not stir or shake the beverages, and on top of that, we were only able to fit 3 valves, one of which ended up breaking, so we could not actually fit 6 ingredients, and that means we could not get our 2nd performance goal. So overall, we could get about 2.5 out of our 5 performance goals.
Getting an Arduino to be able to call out different ingredients and release certain amounts of liquid through them, and then having preset buttons for that, and as well by having up 2 different motor functions performed along with those buttons. We had a lot of difficulty with our initial motor controller board. The Arduino from our first set fried the entire system, so we then had to replace the Arduino, the relay board, and our motor board controller. Now we have a new motor board controller, and it's able to drive our armature. But unfortunately, we are not able to get our spinning plate to work. If it does spin, it spins very slowly, and these motors just don't have the power to get the system to work. But overall, we were able to get our goals reached in terms of releasing.
Our mixing setup did not work properly. The ways that we could fix this primarily is we would need to replace our motors, one of which can be seen in its housing here, with a higher torque motor. Right now it's a low torque, both of them are low torque, high RPM motors, meaning that unfortunately they're not able to actually move such a heavy object, even though it's not that heavy. And this really limits us. So replacing those with high torque motors would most likely solve that problem. Otherwise the setup seems to work functionally. On top of that, one of our valves leaking, and I think the way to solve this would just be to replace the valve, since it seems like it's just a busted valve. It was a solenoid valve that was incapable of actually closing. The other ones seem to hold water decently well. We have other problems with slight problems, leakage through our epoxy holding our valves together as well, and those are just small problems we could fix by redoing these setups. On top of that, we could make it function better if we remove our small tubing and change it all to this larger diameter tubing. That would require some redesign of our 3D parts, but that is not something that's too difficult to do. Doing that would allow for the liquid to flow through more steadily, and instead of taking 2 seconds to flow through these valves, it would probably take somewhere around seen here. The main difficulty we had with them was that they use NPS thread rather than MPT thread, which made it difficult to match with other tubing adjustment parts, which resulted in us having this very long, complicated conversions in order to make sure everything actually fit together. Finding valves with NPS or MPT threads could be better in the future.